Hey, Team Toledo, Vice President and Director of Athletics Brian Blair here. We got a brand new series manufactured in the Glass City. First up, we have Toledo graduate and alumni and football Toledo resident, Dallas Gant. Dallas, appreciate you being here today.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So you've gone from living in Toledo to playing at Ohio State, playing at Toledo to now your NFL journey. What's all that been like?
Oh man, it's been crazy. Just to grow up here and go the path that I've gone. You grow up, you see Ohio State versus Michigan, and you dream about that game. And I had the blessing of playing in that. Got the blessing of coming back home to Toledo and winning a championship here, and now get to live my dream and play in the NFL and won a championship there. And so, this is just the beginning, and it's just overfilled with gratitude and thankfulness for the city, for the good Lord, and for my life, basically. And so I'm just glad to be here.
So what I hear is everywhere Dallas goes, you win championships.
Find a way somehow. I'm just grateful for all that.
So when you go from Toledo, and certainly there's the process of preparing for the draft and then the NFL future, and then finally making it, what was that first moment you realized, like, holy cow, I am an NFL player?
Yeah. I guess when we started up, just seeing my helmet in my locker and stuff like that in Minnesota, it's just kind of a feeling like, okay, we're here. It's time to go, and it's time to work, and it's time to live out my dream and keep this dream and keep it going.
So when you walk on the field for that first time with the helmet in Minnesota, the pads, NFL logos, everything, like, what's that feel like? Like, if for all of us that dreamed to one day play in the NFL that didn't make it, like, tell us a little bit about what that feels like.
It's pretty surreal. It's pretty surreal. You see all these players that you grow up watching and stuff like that, and you get the opportunity to compete against them and compete with them. It's fun. It's really fun. But it's also a feeling of, I belong here, and I need to work, and I need to keep grinding and get to a place where in my career that I want to be and that I feel like I can achieve. And so it's a little bit of thankfulness, a little bit of competitiveness, a little bit of all that stuff. And so it's really a cool feeling.
How often did you reflect upon your experiences, whether it be growing up in Toledo or playing here for the Rockets or winning, as you kind of transition to really give you that feeling like, I belong here.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah. You do that through the work. And, you work hard, and you remember where you came from and what you've been through to get to that point. You see all the other guys, and you just kind of compete, and you just have fun and say that I'm here for a reason. I'm here to compete. I'm here to get better, and all these different things. And so it's a challenge to feel that way, but you reflect enough to know that it's rightfully where you belong.
As you think about it, I mean, we all see it on ESPN or the bottom ticker, so-and-so traded to so-and-so, or so-and-so signed with somebody. As you think about the journey from Minnesota and starting there to ultimately rejoining Quinyon Mitchell, I was a part of the Eagles. Like, what's the behind the scenes on that? Like, is it just you get a text? Is it a phone call? Is it like, how do you get notified? What are the feelings of transitioning like that?
Yeah. It's a tough transition, and unfortunately, a lot of people in the league have to go through it. Just the constant switches and stuff like that, uprooting and just going to somewhere new. You just kind of get a call in the morning and bring your stuff in, and that's it. And then you kind of have conversations with coaches and staff and stuff like that about what's going on and what their thoughts are and what happened and that kind of stuff. And so I was with the Vikings for the first half of the year, and then I got that call that they cut me. And then I got a call, thankfully, within the hour about going to Philly. And so uprooted and took all my stuff and started my drive. Yeah. It's something that a lot of people got to go through, but it's just kind of part of the business.
What's going through your mind on that drive?
Man, I was excited for the opportunity. I was just thankful that, I got another opportunity to keep playing. I was excited that I knew I was going to a good team. And so I was thankful for that journey, and that I got to uprooting and go somewhere else and keep playing in the NFL.
And so you think about a Philadelphia Eagles, right? Obviously a lot of connections to Toledo. I mean, you got Quinyon, quarterback, having a phenomenal year. You got a head coach that you should be roommates with Toledo's head coach, Jason Kendall. I mean, did that familiarity make the transition easier, or how did you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Our coach is unbelievable. He said something to me about living with Coach Kendall the first day I got there, and I knew it was going to be a good time with him. Quinyon, obviously, one of the best players in the league. Playing with him here at Toledo, and then just seeing a familiar face when I walk in there, and rooting for him as we go forward, as we see Quintana back. But it was awesome. They accepted me. I had a great linebacker room and all that, and so it was really good seeing familiar faces and Toledo roots.
Yeah. So as you're a part of the team and you're going to a Super Bowl, I mean, we talk about so many young kids grow up idolizing college football players. Right. Then they idolize and say, I want to be in the NFL. Then the NFL guys say, I always want to win a championship. There's so many Hall of Famers and others that don't have a championship. And there are 2 Toledo Rockets that in their first real stint there, both got championship rings. I mean, walk me through your experience there and what that's felt like and what that journey's been like.
Yeah, it's been unreal. The rookie season, they always say, is just the longest season. It just feels like it just keeps going. But then you kind of get there and you're in the playoffs and you got a real shot of winning the thing. And you hear guys talk about how hard it is to get there and stuff like that, to really appreciate the moment, because it doesn't come around that often. And so it's a real blessing to be able to experience that and play all of our playoff games at home. And then just go on our final trip in New Orleans and see, the culture of the Super Bowl and everything about it. And then we ended up winning it. And so it really is an unreal feeling. And, the city of Philly is awesome. The parade and everything was awesome. And so it's hard to put into words like what the feeling is, especially for your first year, because it's your first taste of the NFL. And me and Quenya, from being from Toledo, got blessed with the opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and hopefully we'll win plenty more.
So Super Bowl champion, NFL rookie, like as you come back from the parade and kind of settling into now moving forward, like what's next? Like what are you working on now to prepare for next season?
Just do the same thing over again, get better as a football player, as a person. Same stuff I've always been doing, same stuff that you do in college and everything like that. You just try to get better and try to win a championship.
Yeah. As you think about the young men in our locker room now, you were a team leader. You were willing to be vocal and step up and do play that role here, certainly. What would your message be to those future Toledo Rockets or the young men in the locker room now that one day want to be in your shoes?
Yeah. I would just say keep the faith. Keep the faith. My belief is in God, so I keep my faith in that. But not only that, but keep your faith in yourself. There's a lot of ups and downs, and it's really not a sprint; it's a marathon. You just got to keep working and put your head down. People are going to say what they want, and you just got to keep working, and one day it'll deliver.
Yeah. What was the biggest transition from being a college football player to an NFL player?
Just football all day. That becomes your job. That becomes your life. And so, you gotta get ready for the long days of just football. You got meeting after meeting, walkthrough after walkthrough, practice after practice, and you got to be able to withstand that and keep up with all that. And they expect you not to get behind and stuff like that. And so I think that's probably the biggest difference is just making that the priority. So instead of school becoming a part of it, your school now becomes learning football. And so that kind of takes over in that spot. So I think that's probably the biggest change up is just adjusting to that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of people here in Toledo, a lot of Toledo Rockets, a lot of others around the country cheering you guys on, rooting for you. I mean, what's your message to our Rockets?
Man, Rocket Nation. It's been a pleasure, man. I grew up in this city. I was blessed to go to, St. John's and Ohio State. So I grew up in Ohio, an Ohio kid. And so I really am grateful for Toledo, Ohio. I'm grateful for the coaches that I've had here, and I couldn't do it without, the support of the city and everybody around.
So Dallas Gant, Toledo Rocket, NFL journeyman, now Super Bowl champion.
Yes,
thanks for being with us.
I appreciate you, Brian.
Absolutely, appreciate you.
Yeah.